Am I doing the right thing? Do I need to quit? I'm not valuable because I'm not producing enough money or making movies or writing my book. Let's talk about the things I want to do, which will involve a lot of unhauling. Hi friends. Today's video is going to be a very chill video. We're just gonna talk. We're gonna have like big sis energy here. Maybe some of you guys are going through similar things that I am, and maybe it'll be helpful, or I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling as of late. If you're feeling good, motivated, if you're not feeling good or not motivated. No judgment here. I feel like sharing these feelings. I have a chai tea latte with me, which I'm very excited for. That's my go-to fall drink. I know people like pumpkin spice, but that's honestly like so much sugar. I mean, a chai tea latte also has a lot of sugar. This is my beverage of choice, and I'm just gonna hold it because it's warm and comforting. Let's talk about being in a life slump, starting antidepressants, just not being motivated, not feeling like myself, and you know what things have helped me and what I kind of plan to do moving forward. So yeah, let's chat about it. I think I just burned my tongue. It's like still too hot to drink. Okay, so I figured I'd talk about the things that have been kind of helping me feel more myself lately. So I feel like this past year, I turned 25 and I have been experiencing FOMO for like the first time ever, where I feel like I'm not doing enough in life. I need to be doing more, which is such a crazy concept because life isn't really... Life is what you make it. So if I feel like I'm stressing out about not doing enough, then I'm literally causing stress for myself. And I know like having absolute control of your mind isn't like necessarily possible, but it's something I'm working towards changing my mindset about, kind of going back to my roots. I really enjoy my alone time. I am an introvert, but I don't know why. When I turned 25, I was like, I need to be doing more things that 20-year-olds are doing, or else I'm not gonna be 20 anymore, and then I'm gonna die alone or something. I started getting real weirded out this year, and very emotional for me. And I'm not normally an emotional person. All of my college years, I like barely went out. I was only reading, and I was so happy. One of like my happiest times in my life, I have like middle school, where I was just walking around and bopping around with my friends with very little responsibility. And my first year at LMU, my first semester there, I had a roommate that was barely ever there, and I just literally read all the time, and I knocked out my homework super fast, but I was just reading and enjoying myself. I don't even remember like having friends and going out very often because it's my first semester there, and I transferred in during the springtime, so everyone was already like, you know, having their pockets and stuff, and I was sitting in my room reading and having so much fun. So I want to go back to the roots. I know I won't be able to go back to those places, if that makes sense. Like I'm not gonna go back to being a middle school kid or go back to being 19, but I want to find the joy in 25, if that makes sense, and enjoying myself. So I've been rambling, but these are a few things that have really helped me kind of feel more myself. So the first one is kind of odd. You'd think that it's like obvious, but me time is so important. But the thing that has changed for me is planned me time. I'm putting that ish in my calendar. I will neglect myself because I've started a part-time job and I'm working actually a lot more hours than expected. At first it was like 12 hours and I was like, I'm gonna need a new job because this didn't give me enough hours. But then it changed back to 30 to almost 40 hours a week, and then I just felt like every spare moment I had, I was just resting, like literally in my bed vegging out. And I feel like that's how a lot of people feel, where it's like your work life or like some aspect of your life is so overwhelming, it takes up the majority of your time and energy. And then when your spare moments, you're just like, I can't pick up a book. I can only maybe watch a TV show. And if that, it has to be a really basic TV show. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. The next thing that's really helped me feel more like myself is planned friend time. So I realized this year, I think the feeling that I have been feeling the most, like besides like FOMO, is like just a little bit of loneliness, like disconnect from the world. And I think that's because of a disconnect with myself and not enjoying my time, because I'm spending so much energy doing things that are not necessarily fulfilling me, but spending all of my energy doing it. But something that really helps is, you know, just talking and having fun and building memories. I went bowling recently with friends. So just like little things like that. Even though it's kind of hard as you get older to plan and make time for friends, it's definitely still important. So I'd love to figure out how to do it weekly, but it's also very expensive. Who else has that problem? Going out and doing things is such an expensive, like being a human is too expensive. Honestly, it's disgusting. Another thing that has definitely helped me is treating myself a little more than usual, which I probably need to stop. I'm just going to actually show you a purchase I made recently that I'm so happy about. I don't tend to treat myself. I tend to buy cheap things and just live off necessity. Like, I can't tell you how many holes are in socks and things like that. So I recently got some new wardrobe stuff. Mind you, I didn't buy socks, which I was thinking while shopping. I need to buy socks. And I didn't. But I bought a new bag, which, you know, probably not like the smartest investment. I need to stop spending money and like learn how to treat myself more in the me time and valuing myself. Recently, something that has made me really happy is a little bit of retail therapy. And I think this is something I used to do quarterly with books, where I'd allow myself to buy books every quarter. So I think what I'm gonna do is maybe every quarter do something to refresh my space or my wardrobe to make me feel cute. This bag, she cute, right? I love it. Sadly, I thought it would fit more books. It doesn't. It does fit like the standard paperback, but it doesn't fit the standard hardback for like YA books, and obviously not the large YA fantasy book. Not my camera literally dying on me. So hopefully this battery is charged. That really shows you what my life is like currently. Talking about treating myself, bought a new bag. I'm going to actually be traveling soon, my first kind of big solo trip, and I will be vlogging that, and I'm so excited. I'm like trying to put this purse down, but it's like not working. Okay. I'm a mess. The last thing, and I think why a lot of you might have clicked on this video, I think I'm gonna have it in the title, I don't know, is antidepressants. So I have been talking to my doctors all year. I have been on such a medical just journey these last 2 years of actually trying to find a doctor that I like, doing therapy regularly, really trying to dissect myself and just have systems in place where I could have long-term health benefits for the rest of my life, like trying to exercise regularly, all this stuff. So a big thing that was coming up throughout the year is like my progressing feelings of just deep sadness, which is just so odd for me. I'm not that typically that type of person, but I think I'm also typically the person who ignores my feelings. Not smart. My doctor recommended antidepressants, and for people who are curious, I started with Prozac at 10 milligrams a day, and literally it's been 2 months. Literally, I normally get the biggest blues, a little TMI, the biggest blues during PMS. Like, just, I know that happens to so many women, so it's not just me, but during your time of the month, your hormones go wild. And I have always experienced just deep sadness during my cycle, because that's just been a constant since I got it when I was like 14. And for the first time in my life, I did not cry on my period. I can't tell you how big that statement is. Like, I didn't have that unnecessary, like, normally what tells me my period is coming is that I start crying over nothing. So this time around, I didn't have that deep, like, random sadness that normally just pops up. A little update, I am now on 20 milligrams, and I'm testing that out for the next few days. I have had a pretty positive response. I have been maybe a little bit more tired than usual, but after I adjusted to the 10 milligrams, after about like 4 days, I was totally feeling fine and back to my energy levels was back to normal, not feeling too sleepy. But I think the funny thing that happened, I don't know if it's just because like maybe there's a little bit like less stress happening because of the antidepressants, but this is just something I've realized, that after starting, I now enjoy my company way more. I feel like there was this pressure all year that I could not enjoy my own company because I needed to be doing something, or else I wasn't, I don't know what, but I wasn't being human enough apparently, or something. I was judging myself. Ugh. But after starting, I feel like I was like laughing at my own jokes. and like really enjoying my own company, which is awesome because I'm an introvert. I get my energy from myself. I never, like, this is gonna sound mean, I don't get energy from other people. If I sit and go hang out with my friends, like, it's a good time, but I go home and I'm exhausted after work, talking to people and being nice, and I could have a very great day, but when I come home, I'm exhausted. And I really have appreciated that something in the chemical mix of Prozac, it allows me to just enjoy my own company a lot more. I used to really be able to do that like pretty easily. I'll lock myself in a room and just enjoy reading or drawing. And I just think maybe the stresses of being an adult have been just layering on me. Recently I did get let go from my acting management, and that was a big kind of hurdle because, you know, when something bad happens, you're like, am I doing the right thing? Do I need to quit? After all that turmoil, which only lasted for like 30 minutes, I did not allow myself to spiral. I was like, okay, how can I be proactive and how can I make change? Again, I don't recognize my feelings. I'm all about doing. So made a checklist, emailed people, started Zooming, started doing showcase, and I got a new agent. And I think that's also a bit of where my happiness is coming from, because I am a resilient person and I'm trying to recognize that in myself and appreciate that about myself, that a lot of people might give up and a lot of people might not have the heart or the positive energy to keep going or the passion to keep going, and I'm doing it, and I feel really grateful. So I'm trying to think of it like that. So those are things that have been helping me, and now let's talk about some things I want to do. I know this is just a rambly video, so I hope it's either like helping you feel seen, or you're like, damn Jess, you've been going through it. Because I feel like I am. I feel like we all have been, and I'm trying to like literally just touch grass. That's what I'm working on. I'm just trying to ground myself in reality. It does always feel like the world's ending and that there's always bad things happening, but on the opposite side, there are always good things happening, and we can choose which lens to look at life. And I think that's where our real strength comes from. Let's talk about the things I want to do, which will involve a lot of unhauling, to be honest. Oh, chatty is just so good. Okay, so the very first thing is reading for myself, which I don't think I have been able to do for a while just because of BookTube. I have felt the pressures to read certain books and vlog certain things, or if I'm reading I need to be vlogging, so it's made a hobby that's really empowered me and filled my life with a lot of joy a little bit harder to do, especially during these kind of trialing times in my life as a 25-year-old woman who lives in LA and is pursuing her dream. You know, the trials of that. So I'm gonna try and read for myself. So my content might change in the sense of what I'm reading. I have a lot of book series I'm so excited for, and I just haven't finished them. I keep putting them down because I'm like, oh no, it's too long. I need to finish books for vlogs, and I need to be reading all my TBR books. And it's like, girl, no. I'd like to think that people watch my videos to watch me read whatever I'm reading, and I don't necessarily need to be reading something in particular to grab your attention. But I don't know. That's also like maybe not the case, because it's like I know a lot of people will search certain authors and be like, I'll watch people reading this specific book. I'm just not a trendy hoe. Let's just say it. I'm not. I don't TikTok. I don't Instagram. I love YouTube. I love watching long form content. It's so relaxing to me and I always feel so inspired. But reading for myself, I'm developing my reading taste. I'm exploring adult fiction more, and like people who are experiencing things, you know, like me. I'm in the middle of reading 7 Days in June and I'm very much liking it. I thought it would be a smutty romance, don't know why, but it has, I think it has like romantic elements. Well, obviously it's a romance, but I don't know how erotic it gets, but I've been really enjoying it. It's so much darker than I expected and I'm really enjoying it. I literally highlighted a moment in it because I was just like wheezing. I was so excited, and I just haven't felt that way in so long, where a book just makes you scream and you're just sitting in your bed at literally 2 a.m. going, oh. And I haven't experienced that in so long, and I want to experience that more. And I think that means I think I need to limit my content. I've been trying for years to do 2 videos a week, and your girl just doesn't have it in her. So I think I'm just gonna try and do like 1 video a week. I'm gonna read what I want to read. I don't know what the videos are gonna look like. They're most likely gonna be like reading vlogs or some sort of like reading challenge, but just to a specific book that I want to read. And I know that probably doesn't seem like a big deal, but it does to me, because I feel like I've just put a lot of constraints on myself. So this is me releasing myself from all that weight that I have put on myself. And there will be an unhaul. There will be another massive unhaul, and help me please buy my unhaul books. I have an account, pinglebooks.com. I have it linked below. Please help me, because I do want to rehome these books. I know donating to like Goodwill or things like that ends up like they end up collecting dust. So I would love to help rehome these books to people who would actually appreciate them. And I'm gonna do like the biggest sale that I've ever done. I'm gonna be selling books for like $5 and less. I'm not gonna make a single penny from selling any of this stuff, but I really want to get all these books to better homes, because I'm not all of them, but I'm gonna make a whole video about what I'm keeping and what I'm unhauling. That's probably gonna be the very next video. And I need to also turn around my books on my shelves, because I think it also makes me very sad that the rainbow isn't present. I need my rainbow. Chase the rainbow. What's that? It's like a commercial. The next thing I want to do is chase things that excite me. So besides planned me time and doing things like drawing for myself and just for fun, or learning ASL for just for fun, things that just excite me, and like getting to know myself just a little better at 25, being like, okay, what excites me nowadays? It's probably not the same as what it used to be, but it's just figuring out what gets the heart pumping just a little bit. And again, another video to come. I believe travel is something I really want to pursue, even though I'm a broke ass bitch. I really want to travel more and see the world, and kind of get out of my own bubble. So I have a travel trip coming, and if it goes well, hopefully this is something I can maybe do once a year, and just fills my cup, that just rejuvenates my soul. That's all I really want. And during the trip, all I'm really going to be doing is walking around, eating, and like maybe buying books and seeing parks and just like being in a new environment. Because I don't know if you guys realize, when you look around, like I need to practice looking up more and being more just present with where I am, because I do live in LA, and for the most part it's beautiful, and going to the beach, I need to utilize that. But sometimes I just find myself like shielding myself, like looking down and just doing the work, and then you know, you look up and you're like, oh, I'm 25. So I really want to look up more, and I want to travel more, and I think that's something that excites me. I don't know how often I can do that, but it's something I definitely want to do. It's on the bucket list. I have literally so many countries I want to visit, so get a little excited for our next video, because your girl's traveling in like 3 days to somewhere she has not been, and I'm so excited, and I think that makes me so happy, because I'm literally doing what I say I'm doing. That's the thing about me. I need to recognize the issue and make something actionable about it, because if I don't do something about it, I'm just like an emotional wreck, and I'm like, I can't process these feelings. I need to do something right now to rectify everything. Okay, the last thing that I really want to do, and I want to encourage you guys to do it too, is to be kind to yourself. A word that has resonated with me a lot these past few months is tender. I don't know why. Besides the fact that I kind of like the word tender, I think it's just nice. I like a soft word, and I like think of myself as like folding myself in a little blanket or giving myself a little hug, like being tender, being kind to myself. Like that's the energy I want to bring for the rest of 2022. Just being very kind and gentle to myself. I've been, you know, kind of going through it emotionally, and like with career and at work, and there's so much always constantly to be done, and I feel behind, and you know, there's a lot happening, and I just want to practice being very tender with myself, being very kind. If you're 25, if you're 30, if you're 35, it doesn't matter what age. If you're 18, I feel like media pushes this, we need to have our life together and blah blah blah. No. Life is what you literally make it. So if you decide to wake up and be tender to yourself, that is what your day is going to be. If you decide to wake up and you're like, I'm behind and I'm not valuable because I'm not producing enough money or making movies or writing my book, then that's what your day is going to be. And that's what subsequently your days are going to follow being. And then that's what ends up being your life. So I'm trying to be more tender and not focus on the destination of life. I think the destination will happen whether or not I pay a lot of attention to it. And I'm going to work day to day to just enjoy myself and be tender to myself. And then maybe next year I'll start adding layers of, okay, what are big goals of mine? Writing goals, acting goals. I already am very much on top of that. I feel like career stuff, career goals. Like I told you, my manager dropped me, and within a day I had a action plan of what the hell I was going to do next. I'm a very action-oriented person. So career stuff, that thing, it's going to take time. It's going to take time, and I'm not going to put any pressure on myself. It could take my whole life to get where I want, and that's okay. I have my whole life to do that, as long as I take care of my health. So I'm working on that. But I want to choose to look at every day as like a positive and try and have that be my life, that excitement. I want that to be my day-to-day, because the day-to-day is really going to build up to what your life is and how you look at the world. So yeah, I have been rambling for so long, but I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I have no idea how many people are going to watch this video, who's going to like this video, who's going to enjoy it. So if you watch this video, please do comment down below. I read the comments. I'm not very great at commenting back, but I will make sure to read through all the comments, and I really appreciate you guys, and I want you guys to also kind of be kind and gentle and tender to yourselves too for the rest of this year. I know in my previous video I was talking about let's read 30 books at the end of this year, and a lot of people were in the comments kind of excited about it, and I'm still wanting to read, but just for myself. I'm gonna do it what excites me. So if it excites you to read 30 books, go for it. Right now, my tender energy says no thank you. So we'll see. I'm hoping to maybe read a book a week. I have no idea. I'm not gonna make any lofty goals right now. I'm always a lofty goalie bitch, and I just need to calm down. I just need to let things happen, trust myself, and yeah. So again, I appreciate you for watching this. I can't believe if you stay to the end, that's amazing. You comment down below this emoji so I know you are the real MVP. It literally means so much to see these emojis down in the comments, because I'm like, you watched a 20-minute video of me rambling? I feel loved and appreciated. I can't tell you how much BookTube has added just value to my life. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being you. Be nice and kind to yourself. Get excited for the next few videos, okay? Subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit like, do all those YouTube things if you feel so inclined. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.